So my biggest takeaways from the video after watching the video on object-oriented software and UML was the biggest takeaway, at least for me, was the fact that I was able to see how much thought and design goes into coding. Because as mentioned in the beginning, most of the time when I do code, it's just basic, quick, and easy. And if I have to redo something, I have to redo something. And I'm used to that because I'm a normal, student software. But for something like this, where it's a team collaboration and it's a big project, there needs to be a lot more design and documentation. And so for that, I think this is a really good kind of video kind of explaining the standards and kind of the way people document and explain stuff essentially. I really liked kind of how to turn your user stories into actual classes, attributes, and methods. I thought it was really interesting that you could actually kind of almost pull that straight from the user story, and it makes a lot more sense as to why we need more robust and thought out user stories. So I thought that was really good. Um, on UML, I'm very mixed about it because I think it's good, but I don't think it's the best. But because of how prolific it is, I believe that it actually has to be the best. Not because it's functionally the best way to do it, just because that the most people know it, and the point of a standard like this is to actually have it be a standard. And to be a standard, you have to have it be something that everyone knows about, everyone can understand and can, when they look at a UML, like they understand, oh, okay, these do these start these, like this is inheritance. Like you need something that's a standard for the way that it's run. And UML, while doing it in a slightly hard to learn and maybe confusing way, if it is the standard, I think the benefit of it being a standard is extremely important. Um, when I was doing a little research about it, I came across a quote from someone saying that if an application has to be professional, it has to meet the needs of the users, be robust, be maintainable, and be documented. And I think that last one is important and where UML comes in, because as designers, you can design something that will meet the need of the users, but to be robust and maintainable and to be successfully meeting those needs of the users, it also then does have to be documented, and it has to be documented in a way that will allow for um, essentially future use. If something were to go wrong, people need to be able to see back, look at the documentation, and how everything's happening, how everything's going wrong. So while I don't necessarily love every single thing about UML, I think it is a good standard and a good to use in today's society on actually software engineering. So those are my takeaways.